preamble, too. Wild duck dislike open water inland. The resident female mallard, made flightless by motherly love, paddles through the edge scum and algae which break apart to leave a clear path for her 3 bobby ducklings. Duck and duckettes exit by the mud slipway, where the cattle come down to drink in August. The birds disappear away into the buttercups. Today the Frisian cows stand on the steep adjacent hill, as though stacked on each other's backs in an acrobat's pyramid. The hill is the one topographical object visible above the herbage of the pond. There is only the hill, the sky, the pond, and me. A newt hangs in the water, regards me, then zips off. A pied wagtail totters back and forth on the cow's access ramp, absorbed in her insecty business. A darter hitches a lift on my nose. A member of the dragonfly family, the darter is among the most ancient species on the planet, 300 million years old. Dragonflies endow a pond with timelessness. I am the frogman, and in this guise the majority of the animals and birds feel no threat from me. It is the same easy closeness one gets to wildlife on the back of an equine when one is a horseman. As I bring my arms together for another pull through the water, a back swimmer, not a nectar glauca, rises in front of my face, before diving down again, a beetly mercury oblong. The back swimmer holds air bubbles on its chest, nature's version of oxygen cylinders. In this pond of verdancy and forgetfulness, I am not entirely at ease. The back swimmer, for all its air-carrying cleverness, is a 1.5 centimetre carnivorous monster which stabs its victim with its feeding beak, rostrum, before injecting a toxic juice that paralyzes and liquefies the innards of said victim. Tadpoles are a staple food. I was once bitten by a back swimmer. It's as bad as being stung by a bee. Down somewhere in the depths slithe the carp, great grey submarines. I fear the touch of their alien skin. In the pond there are wondrous, multitudinous life forms and curious cruelties. Swimming in the pond, I find, is part pleasure, part frisson, part surface scene, part submerged mystery. I am half in my element in the pond. After all, about 50% of the human body is made up of H2O. It's semi-safe, the pond, a woomy sack compared to a lake. I suppose some would do this swim naked, properly amphibian. I, however, am an Englishman, thus am wearing floral swimming trunks. As I make one last circle, I hear a distinct vibrato from under the water. The male lesser water boatman, Corixa punctata, stridulates by rubbing its front legs against a ridge on its head, a similar chirping technique to that of Turanian grasshoppers. It is nature's water music. Introduction. They were always there, so I took them for granted. My one excuse is that their humility was their own enemy. They were in the back of the landscape, the corner of the mind, unlike the foreground and money-making meadow I hayed, the wood I ran pigs in, the arable field I harvested, the hillside on which the sheep clung. Such is the blind preoccupation of the farming life. I was brought up short by George Orwell's Coming Up for Air, his 1939 novel in which suburban insurance salesman George Bowling tries to recapture his youth in Lower Binfield, beside the tranquil fish ponds of his childhood. In Coming Up for Air, ponds are the defining image of childhood, of England too. Looking back to his boyhood, fishing the cowy, carpy ponds at Mill Farm and Binfield House, Bowling, a thinly fictionalized Orwell, sees clearly everything that was right about a childhood in nature and everything that is wrong about the modern adulthood, alienated from nature. I wondered why it is that we're all such bloody fools. Why don't people, instead of the idiocies they do spend their time on, just walk round looking at things? That pool, for instance, all the stuff that's in it, newts, water snails, water beetles, caddisflies, leeches, and God knows how many other things that you can only see with a microscope. The mystery of their lives.